The numbers are in after Prime Minister Mark Carney's first 150 days in office. A new poll out this morning from Liaison Strategies finds the Liberals holding a strong 9-point national lead over the Conservative Party, while Mark Carney himself has a 64% approval rating. Based on the regional breakdown, the Liberals would be on track for a majority if an election were held today. Here in Ontario, the Liberals lead the Conservatives by 11 points. Battleground Ontario, as we like to call it. 68% of respondents say they see Carney as a strong leader, with 70% agreeing that they find him likable. So let's break this down. Mark Carney's first 150 days as Prime Minister have ended with a bang. Not only do the Liberals hold a 9-point lead nationally over the Conservatives, but Carney himself enjoys a remarkable 64% approval rating. In political terms, that's not just healthy, that's a solid public endorsement. And in Battleground Ontario, the Liberals are ahead by 11 points. That's huge. Remember, just a year ago, the Conservatives were riding high. They had momentum, they had the narrative, and they looked like the inevitable next government. But leadership changes everything. Since Carney took over, we've seen a completely different posture, especially in the middle of a trade war with the United States. Tariffs, uncertainty, tense diplomacy. Canadians are siding with Mark Carney. And let's be honest, this is a big story, not just because of the poll numbers, but because it comes after one of the most aggressive trade moves we've seen from Washington in years. Donald Trump's 35% tariffs on Canadian goods. That's the kind of policy that can shake even the strongest leaders and send public opinion spiraling. But instead of folding under the pressure, Carney held the line. He embraced a clear and simple philosophy. No deal is better than a bad deal. That stance resonated. Canadians saw a leader who wasn't going to sign away national interest for the sake of headlines or quick wins. He stared down a protectionist U.S. administration and said, "We'll walk away before we sell out our workers and industries." The numbers reflect that. 68% see him as a strong leader. 70% find him likable. 56% approve of how he's handling Canada-U.S. relations. In other words, Canadians are backing the strategy. They believe he's working to get Canada the right deal, not just any deal. When you think about it, that's no small thing. We live in an age where instant results dominate the political conversation. Yet here, a majority of Canadians are saying they're okay with patience, as long as it's in service of a better outcome. That says a lot about the trust Carney has built in such a short time. Of course, this isn't all sunshine. The polling also shows weaker numbers on cost of living and crime, both issues the Conservatives are already using to hit the government hard. Prices are up, imports are costlier, and economic uncertainty is filtering down to everyday Canadians. The opposition knows this, and they'll press it relentlessly. Crime, too, remains a wedge issue, especially after years of conservative messaging on bail reform and justice. Carney will need tangible progress on both fronts if he wants to keep these approval numbers where they are. For now, though, the opposition's voice has been quieter. Carney's trade fight with Trump has dominated headlines, and Pierre Poilievre's focus on a by-election in Alberta has kept him somewhat out of the main political conversation. That by-election might be in a safe Conservative seat, but the margin will matter. A weaker-than-expected win could be spun as a sign the Conservative grip is loosening. Speaking of that by-election, it's actually a federal contest in the Battle River Crowfoot, riding scheduled for August 18, 2025. This is Poilievre's ticket back into the House of Commons after he lost his longtime seat in Carleton during the spring election. Here's the latest. The seat became available when Conservative MP Damien Kurek resigned on June 17, 2025. This was today's important update. We want to make it absolutely clear that our videos never include any kind of misinformation. Canadian Nexus is dedicated to bringing you verified and trustworthy news from across Canada, from politics to society, and everything in between. If you value truth and facts, you're in the right place. If you enjoyed the video, please like, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to the Canadian Nexus channel. Thank you.